Hello, all channel members. Thank you so much for being channel members. I love you guys all the way to heaven and back. I know I told you that I will be sharing all of my options plays with my channel members, but you know what? I'm going to share my plays with the channel members, or specific plays that I think is shifting in a market. This is not an options play, although you could turn it into an options play. This is going to be a crypto play. Now, if you guys know me from my other channels, I actually have a larger crypto channel that has 17,000 subscribers and a smaller one that has around 2,000 subscribers, but I have not been posting crypto for quite a while because I'm disgusted with it. But I've been holding crypto this entire time. There is a complete shift happening right now in cryptocurrency. Whether you believe in the technology or whether you don't believe in the technology, believe in the bottom line of your pockets. I'm going to go over a bull case thesis of Bitcoin right now. There's a lot of things that are happening, and I'm really good at connecting the dots. I'm not a technical analysis guy, although I am trying really hard to learn this stuff. It doesn't happen overnight, but I do connect the dots. However, there is a guy that I follow, Jesse Dow, who is a technical guy, and he actually charts the technicals of Bitcoin. As he's charting the technicals of Bitcoin, I am connecting the dots of Bitcoin as well. So if you guys want to check out his chart, I'm going to leave a link to his Twitter specifically for his Bitcoin charts if you guys want technical analysis. But let's go over a little bit what's happening with Bitcoin. And I'm going to say specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum. This video is for Bitcoin and Ethereum only, not altcoins, which I know sound crazy if you guys have been following me for a while. Right now, you have a guy called Gary Gensler who's in charge of the SEC. Gary Gensler brought charges against Binance, basically calling Binance like FTX, like swindling money, so on and so forth. They also took action against Coinbase, calling them a securities trading, an unregistered securities trader, because they're saying that all these altcoins are unregistered securities. Whether you believe in it or not is irrelevant. Because of that, this absolutely made the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency go down, except Bitcoin did not exactly go down as much as the rest of cryptocurrency, and I've been noticing a little bit of a trend. Bitcoin is getting dominance over the crypto market. What does that mean? You have Bitcoin and then you have all other altcoins. And then the dominance of Bitcoin is the amount of market share they have compared to all the other altcoins. I'm going to go over the chart in just a moment, but right now the Bitcoin dominance just went above 50%, which means there's a lot of bullish rally around Bitcoin specifically. And when I say Bitcoin, you can also take Ethereum because it's right behind. Because of that, Bitcoin's price can rally just because of the dominance compared to the other market, which means altcoins go down and Bitcoin goes up. And this is leading right into a bunch of other Wall Street news. And now I'm almost convinced that this was an attack on crypto to bring the price of crypto down, to bring altcoins to their knees, and to push the narrative of Bitcoin and Ethereum for big banks, big money, Wall Street, so on and so forth. As my man Jesse says, if you could read the tea leaves, and I read the tea leaves connecting the dots, I'm good at the macros, you can see that there's a trend happening. There's an ETF for Bitcoin right now, but there's no spot ETF. And a spot ETF means that when there's an ETF, you have to buy the underlying asset. So if there's going to be a Bitcoin ETF, you must buy the actual Bitcoin and hold it. Well, who approves ETF? Gary Gensler. And he already disapproved like a dozen of these ETFs. However, BlackRock, which is the largest asset manager in the world, they have like $20 trillion in funds, just applied for an ETF. Whether you believe in conspiracy theories or you don't, or you believe a few families control the United States and the world, BlackRock is one of those companies that, if you believe it or not, is in control of a lot of power in the world. BlackRock is one of those main players. BlackRock has applied for 576 ETFs. 575 of 576 have been approved, which means BlackRock does not apply for an ETF unless they are certain they will get the ETF. Gary Gensler is not popular. He's not even popular among politicians. He's literally being asked to step down from politicians when he had like a congressional hearing. I don't know if somebody's pulling his strings or not, but it seems like an attack on crypto to drive the price down. And now I'm almost convinced because BlackRock applies for an ETF license. Around the same time, Deutsche Bank applies for a crypto digital license. Deutsche Bank always wanted to be a custodian for crypto, but they literally applied for the license within days of the announcement of BlackRock. Interesting, right? The funny thing is, the custodian partner of BlackRock is Coinbase. So let's connect this. Gary Gensler goes after Coinbase, not to trade a bunch of securities, kind of like, yo, calm down a little bit. At the same time, BlackRock, who's partners with Coinbase, is applying for a Bitcoin ETF, which is going to need custody of the Bitcoins. Coinbase is the partner for this custody. If that's not enough, there's an exchange called EDX. EDX exchange is only going to be trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Basically, the really boring cryptocurrencies. But mind you, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And by all of Wall Street standards, like 95% of Wall Street, they know Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then they might know Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. None of them are following altcoins, like the huge majority. They have no idea what it is. Now, EDX Exchange is backed by Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Citadel, and Sequoia. These are major players on Wall Street, and they're the ones that are backing EDX Exchange with money. So now you have BlackRock who's applying for an ETF. The custodian of their crypto, if they buy the Bitcoin for the ETF, is Coinbase. Coinbase is being attacked by Gary Gensler, who is the person that needs to approve the ETF. At the same time, there's a new exchange that's backed by Wall Street that is kind of like a competitor to Coinbase coming out called EDX, right? Now you might say, well, Adam, that's all fine and dandy, but let's go over the numbers. GBTC, which is Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. It's like an ETF, but it's not. It's a trust, and they hold Bitcoin. At the end of last year, they had around 4% of the supply of Bitcoin, around 630,000 Bitcoin, roughly worth $18 billion today. The total value of Bitcoin today is $560 billion. If BlackRock opens up an ETF, you should expect that they will also have around 4 or 5% of all Bitcoin in circulation, which means you need to actually buy the Bitcoin on the open market. Supply and demand. Right now, the price of Bitcoin crossed 28,000 and change. I ended up buying a Bitcoin yesterday, a lot of Ethereum yesterday. I ended up buying stocks in Coinbase. I bought stocks in Hood. I bought stocks in MicroStrategies. MicroStrategy is essentially like a Bitcoin ETF as well, except it trades very volatile one way or the other. So if Bitcoin is going up 5%, MicroStrategy is probably going to go up 7%. It trades at an alpha of Bitcoin and vice versa. And these are my crypto plays right now, and I did get back into crypto. I always had crypto this whole time, but I was more of an altcoin guy. Right now, I'm investing smarter. I want to show you right now TradingView. This is currently the price of Bitcoin. It's actually shot up a little bit more as I'm making this video. The current price is just shy of 29,000. I think once it breaks 30,000, there's going to be a nice little breakout. But what I really want you to look at, not that we're up 2% today, not that we're up 11% for the week, 8% for the month, 72% for 6 months, or 75% year to date, because although that is impressive, we still have a lot more room to grow. Let me explain to you why. This is a chart of Bitcoin dominance. Right now, we have a Bitcoin dominance of 51%. This is how the chart looks for the last 5 years. You see what happened over here? We had Bitcoin dominance of 48,000, and then all of a sudden it shot up right around here. And guess what? This is right when Bitcoin went through the freaking stratosphere. And then Bitcoin dominance took a shit. And that means that all coins take over. But if you look at what's been happening for the last year to date, little by little, Bitcoin has been climbing, and then it had a breakout from 43% all the way up to around 47%. And now we have this little breakout from 47% to 51%. Now, it doesn't take a genius to see that if Bitcoin hits its all-time dominance again of around 65%, well, Bitcoin has a long way to go from the price that it is right now. Besides for this, I also gave you all of those other bullish indicators and signals that are happening. In my opinion, I am convinced Wall Street is attacking cryptocurrency as a whole in general so that they can bring down the prices and then concentrate on bringing up the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yes, there's going to be fallout. Yes, other altcoins are going to go up. Absolutely. But right now, as a solid investment, I believe Bitcoin and Ethereum are really, really good plays, because after this ETF gets passed for Bitcoin, and I do think that it is going to happen, a Ethereum ETF is going to be, right behind Bitcoin. Wall Street doesn't care about the asset. They just want to control whatever asset it is. And now if BlackRock buys up 5% of Bitcoin, it's going to go through the roof. But let's say BlackRock says, you know what, F this, we have so much money, let's buy 10% or let's buy 15% of the total circulating supply of Bitcoin. That could also happen, and then Bitcoin hits past 6 figures. Now you have a question of who's going to be controlling cryptocurrency. Is it going to be decentralized? Irrelevant for this video. All you care about is your investment and if you're going to make return on your investment or not. The plays that I ended up buying, I bought MicroStrategies, heavy. I bought a little bit of Coin for Coinbase. I bought a little bit of Hood for Robinhood. I still have the Hood options, which I shared with the group. I hope you guys are making money on that. Thank you again, Jesse. I really appreciate your plays. I also bought a full Bitcoin, and I also bought many Ethereums. On top of that, I already have a portfolio of regular crypto, altcoin cryptos. I was very, very heavy and still am heavy in Algorand. I have a bunch of Hedera as well, HBAR, and a couple of other cryptos. But I believe right now the market is going to be concentrating around Bitcoin. I hope this in some way, shape, or form helps you. And this is all going to lead up to the Bitcoin halving, which is going to happen in 2024, I believe like in May. So less than a year from now, which means that the mining of Bitcoin is going to render less Bitcoin as you're proving the system. It halves, it goes in half, which means Bitcoin is going to become even more scarce. And if BlackRock is buying into this, maybe they want to get an ETF before the halving of Bitcoin, because think about it. If the scarcity of Bitcoin is going to go up, which means there's going to be less supply of Bitcoin coming out every single block, that means whatever BlackRock buys for their spot ETF goes up through the freaking roof. So if BlackRock, say, spends 20, 30, 40, 50 billion dollars on Bitcoin, well, that investment is going to go up overnight in double-digit percentages. So I'm going to play what Wall Street is playing. I definitely think that this is a play on Bitcoin and Ethereum specifically. I hope this helps you in some way, shape, or form. I am not sharing this with my regular channel. I'm only sharing this with my channel members. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong. This is not advice. I'm not qualified to be a financial advisor. This is purely entertainment and education. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. Definitely check out the tweet down below, which I'm linking to Jesse's channel on Twitter, where he gives you technical analysis of Bitcoin, if this helps you in some way, shape, or form. Thank you. Have a great day.